Hello, testing, and what have you. Alright, I think the mic is in the right place to do this now. Perfect. Let me just switch screens up accordingly here. Whew, what a time. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Somewhat of an impromptu stream here, but we are back on our Portugal save. Here, Pix, hello, good to see you, buddy. Hope all is well. On this one, it's been a while since we checked in. We've got both YouTube and Twitch popping on up accordingly here. So hello everybody, I'm going to be kind of bouncing between both chats as this is the save that we started on the YouTube channel as an offline thing, and then I decided to do Season 9 as its own streaming thing. Right now we are mid-February at the moment. Had a couple of big adventures happening here where we did lose our last game against Portuguese, but we're still in the thick of it in the actual league. We are tied for first place right now. We did qualify into the Europa League's round of 16 in the continental competition, so have that to look forward to once the draws for that happen. Right now, Porto, we have 2 games on hand against Porto. They are up 3 points on us, but a couple wins here and there, we get ourselves back to first place. Hey, all good, Travis. Thank you so much for coming through. Yeah, just say hello to Ollie as well, too, on that side of the spectrum. But because we did have our transfer activity going on earlier in the last stream that we did for this one here, we did have a couple of players that unfortunately have left us officially here. Hemi Boishido being the biggest loss that we had. They did pay his release clause, which was 37.5 million, so he did go to West Ham United. So we did have to acquire a new goalie, which is Ilya Radkovic, who looks promising. Gonna be a bit of work, but he does look fairly promising, all things considered here. Just gotta ease him in. We do have Zeb Barmi on loan from Porto as well to help us with our striker depth that we got during that deadline. And then Matteo Pucci as well was another loanee that we brought in just to help us with the Europa League run. And then Diego Arias was another guy that we brought in. He is on loan currently over at Uruguay after we acquired him with his original team. We're just going to have him cook there for another 6 months and then just, bring him onto the team for Season 10. So without wasting any time, we are going to go straight into the game against Nacional da Madeira in the Portuguese League here, just to kickstart things. Seeing some familiar faces in the chat. Ryudo, good to see you as well. Travis, of course, Winter Soldier, Pixelated, and I think I see a Musterman lingering around too. Hello, if that is the case. Hey, Mr. Krabs over on YouTube, good to see you. Hope all is well. The multi-chat is actually working for once on Stream Elements, so I am thrilled about that, to say the least. Let's go ahead and switch over to our gaming view here. Hello, gamers. The overlays, as you can see, are all new for the YouTube side. I think this is the first time that you guys are looking at those here. So, fun and exciting stuff. I also have just a webcam-only view, the regular just chatting view. Yeah, I kind of did a couple things during the holiday season here to make this somewhat more presentable to you all. But yeah, let's just go over to our gaming and chat. And, alright, go to team selection, and let's get this party started. I think right now on the chat view, I only have Twitch, so apologies to the folks on YouTube. I will figure out how to get the multi-stream chatting portion showing up on the overlays. And yeah, the overlays turned out to be simpler than I expected, to be honest. I just needed to sit down for a day and then just get to work between Photoshop and Canva to get them all done, so they turned out pretty well. All things considered, they turned out pretty well. But we'll go ahead and get to work here at the start of the game. Rojas intercepting the kick there from their goalie, Mabaya. Nikola Jojic, Lukanic, Fernando Somolinos now with the ball. Over to René Tayana. Goes to Christopher Borabro, KBB. Diana. Okay, trying to play it out of the back here and find some sort of recipe. And Zabarny almost gets that to go through, just a little bit outside on his shot attempt. Stevon's back on the lineup as well after picking up a minor injury a couple of weeks back. Yeah, he's not Jokic, so I can't call him the Joker legitimately, but it's close enough, dead man. Very, very close enough. So we're getting quite a few chances here. Ratkovic on the goal kick. That started off awkwardly, but it seems like we've got control. Jojic goes over to Pucci on the right, who finds it Stevon. Stevon over to Borabro. Lukanic. Lukanic from distance. Oh, man, what a save from their keeper. Lukanic has a tendency of going for these long shots and usually scoring some bangers out of them every so often. Not the best corner taking there, unfortunately. Become ungovernable. Call him the Joker. I mean, I guess I can. I believe he's also Serbian too, now that I'm thinking about it. So that would still be pretty fitting, all things considered. Let's, where is he? There we are. Yeah, he's Serbian. Okay, yep, we're calling him the Joker. He is our Joker. Perfect. The joke somehow works itself out even better than that. In the meantime, though, while we have been getting some chances here, we have a couple of guys that are getting a little bit tired. So let's make some substitutions here. So Stevon's going to come out. We're going to bring in Cho Sang-yoon for him, since he can play at the attacking center. Outside of that, but then again, Barmy has also not been performing. So let's just have Sang-yoon and Trias both feature in. Switch Pucci up to the center. And then everybody else is still fine for now. We'll look at more substitutions closer to the 80th minute mark if need to be. Lukanic on the corner. Isaac Mabaya with the goal. Let's get it. Yeah. Outstanding stuff there on the corner kick. Gets it right onto his head. Phenomenal stuff there. Finds the near post. And they find the back of the net with that one. '77th. Kind of been a dominant performance. They haven't had any shots on goal, like, at all. That's crazy. And just to kind of... actually, no. We'll just let this run through. Well, this is as dominant as a 1-0 win is going to get. No shots at all for them. 49% possession, which is all well and good, but if you're not getting shots on goal, what's the point of even doing that? But, very good work from everybody involved here. Not the sexiest win, but we will take the 3 points. That gets us back into first place here with Porto tied up, but we do have a game on hand on Porto, so this next one against Famalicão is probably going to get us to where we need to go here if we do pull off the win. I'll send the assistant to do the pressers this time. Switch over the view to the big box. Kind of just alternate between them here. Yeah, we'll stick with this one. That way you guys can see the full screen that I see here and you don't have my webcam being in the way of it. But yeah, good first game to start us off here. And then I'm actually going to check into one thing here because since we are in the Europa round of 16, getting a top 8 finish, I am curious as to the knockout playoff rounds and how those are going. So far, first leg-wise, Club Brugge has the advantage over Wolfensberger. AC Milan and Rijeka, 3-2 there. So Young Boys and Standard Liège are drawn out. Austria Vienna against Lux. Dynamo Kiev against Legia, we'll see. Rangers have the advantage on the first leg. Copenhagen behind Sparta Praha. And then Sepsi OSK. So a couple of interesting teams there that we could land against in the next round once that time comes. Because this is going on YouTube, though, I am sticking with a copyright-free playlist I found on Apple Music and just letting that play out accordingly. Just much easier for me, and I don't have to worry about the VOD on the YouTube side of the spectrum getting caught out in copyright strikes and all of that other stuff that comes with the territory. With Twitch, at the very least, it lets me let the VOD not have the audio in there at all. The irony of that would be something else, Deadman, to say the least, but we're a long ways away from that. We're just trying to... The goal for us that the board gave us was to get to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, so I'm just trying to make that and see what happens. And again, I think it's going to be a tougher task this time around too, because we did the kind of elite goalkeeper that we found for our Europa Conference League run last year. And boy, we had to sell, the release clause for him got met by West Ham. So we had to kind of scramble and find a somewhat decent young goalie to replace him. And then even then, I'm still not 100% sure on him just yet. So, but I mean, we did get a good amount of money off of that sale. Like, our coffers are pretty damn good. If he's not injured, Deadman, then yes, he'll face us eventually in the last leg. Okay, so now the second legs are done, so we'll get our draw pretty soon. So Club Brugge advances, Sparta Praha advanced, Standard Liège, and a couple of others that I wasn't able to see here, but... Standard Liège advances, yeah. Let's go back to the Europa thing here. Okay, so Sepsi, Sparta Praha, Rangers, Dynamo Kiev, Lask, Standard Liège, AC Milan. 10-0 in the second leg? Holy. Please, for the love of God, let us not get AC Milan at around the 16. That'd be wonderful if we could just avoid them. Knocked on wood just in case I accidentally jinx myself. Clapped immensely, to say the least. But yeah, speaking of the Europa League, we're getting the draws here and now. But yes, hello Benny, good to see you. Not too much going on so far. We've only played one game in stream so far. We did win 1-0 pretty dominantly. But now this is the big question for us. Who do we get in the round of 16 of the Europa League? Let the music roll. Our presenter is Matthew Ryan, who I don't know who he is, but I'm sure he's a nice person. All right, so draws incoming. We are one of the seeded teams. So Rangers against Dinamo Zagreb. Second match, Lask, and they've got União de Tomar. We get Lask. All right, I'm good enough. I'm good with that. That's a decent team to get in the round of 16. Third match, Sparta Praha, versus Monaco, Sepsi OSK versus Ghent, Club Bruges versus Fenerbahce. That should be a big one. Dynamo Kiev against FC Porto. Milan against Olympiacos. That should be a bloodbath in and of itself there. Standard Liège against Omonoia. Some pretty decent matches. I think with LASK, we're getting a tough team. Austrian team and all, but I think we can take them. Personally, like there could have been worse matchups for sure that we could have drawn for this round of 16. So I will take this one. Let's see. Where's the recovery? There we go. And then bonding. All right, let me start up the music again here. Usually just because with the Portuguese league, it tends to be the Porto and Benfica show with Sporting showing up every once in a blue moon, and in Europe they tend to kind of melt down considerably, so their coefficient isn't as high more often than not due to that. I'll do match tactics for this one here. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of, those are the big three in the country as a whole. And then you hear about Braga every once in a while. But besides that, it's nice, Betty. Was it like a long distance one or one of like a bicycle kick, anything like that? Okay, so Famalicão's next. Who do we got with them here? Okay, so some adjustments. Tavares is back from his suspension. He got a pretty bad red card a couple of things ago. Ooh, nice. Very, very cool, Benny. Yeah, that's a fantastic goal there for not to be scored. All right, so just waiting for the game to move us on to this next matchup at Estádio União de Tomar, which a lot of it is just the money involved, and European presence tends to be the case. I think a lot of it coefficient relatable and stuff. And with Germany, I think they have a pretty good motto as well in terms of just the money that's paid out to teams, the encouragement to like try to play well. Even if Bayern's dominating, you still have kind of a dogfight race for European spots, and that keeps the league still fairly competitive. Even though I do find it personally, and this is just my opinion, like just take that with a grain of salt, I do think it's just weird how the Germans flaunt their 50 plus 1 system, but they're still more than happy to have that other 49% of it still be corporations and every shady company under the sun, like partaking in, funding these clubs. It's just a matter of the fact that you keep it from being a full corporate entity situation with the rule, but at the same time, like you're still having to take that money to be somewhat relevant as a league. And I don't know, I just feel there is a bit of hypocrisy there that Germans tend to like try to, that they tend to just not want to talk about it like at all. Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, the thing with Japan too is that like even before the J League started, like a lot of those teams that they had there were corporation teams. They were literally like the Mitsubishi Zaibatsu team or what have you, or like the power electrical companies team and things of that nature. So I kind of get where they're coming from with that end of the perspective as a whole, even if the model is still kind of just like, not so sure about that. But, alright, so the lineup against Famalicão is all set. Okay, we are at home for this one too. So highlight right off the kickoff, and I'm not in any extended highlights or anything like that. So some stuff is about to happen. I'm just not sure what it is. Ooh, Barney with a good press there. Mabaya has the ball in the corner. Estevão almost loses it, but gets it back. Bora Bro. First touch is a little terrible, but he recovers it and just scores it himself. Within the first 45 seconds of the game, we are up 1-0. That is what I like to see. Fantastic. Right, Estevão. Lukanic. Finds Borapro. He's trying to dribble through Lukanic. Adam, hello, hello, good to see you. Over on YouTube. Hope all is well. And, alright, so free kick here. Hinetayana on the, undertaking of it. Goes to Lukanic. Lukanic from distance. Blocked and Estevão on the rebound. But is he onside on the rebound? That is the question. He is onside. Let's go. Phenomenal, phenomenal goal there from Estevão. On the rebound. Takes advantage, and we are up 2-0 first 20 minutes of the game. Yeah, the Bundesliga does tend to have that, apparently. And yes, Adam, I am right now. I'm doing the União de Tomar save. We're on the 9th season of it that I'm playing on stream compared to like the offline stream of the first 8 seasons. I just decided to do the 9th season as a stream deal while we're waiting on FM25. So that said here, free kick for them, Hundel. Oh, what? That almost... Okay, we got lucky. The post saved us accordingly here. Good stuff. Titles-wise, we have 3. We have 1 Allianz Cup, 1 Taça de Portugal, and then the Europa Conference League. 2 of those last season, and then Season 8, and then 1 in Season 7. So, only 3 titles so far in the 9 seasons, but pretty good progress considering this team started in the 4th division. Gustavo Sá with the ball here for Famalicão. Finds Hundel, and Dani Avila with the goal for them there. His 2nd goal of the season. Makes it 2-1. It's good of a time for substitutions. It was Manchester United for the Europa Conference League opponents that we had. We took them to penalties and beat them there. So, had a lot of luck involved, but we made things happen. So, no complaints. So we'll do... Lukanic moving up. Rosero as the DLP. Chosanyon. Treyes. And then Estevão is... Tavares is having a bit of a hard time, so we're going to just switch them up. Bring in the Joker, Jojic, and Estevão. Mass substitutions here. Let's hang on to this result for the next 60 minutes. So Milostivo, Borapro, Radkovic. Not the best kick. Great save, though, to make up for it. Pereira Costa on the corner, and that is going wide, so it's a goal kick for us. Yep. They started taking advantage of things. Radkovic boots that one up. Rojas with the recovery. Goes to Kleider Rosero. Rojas. Djordjic goes back. Radkovic. Borapro. Rosero. Djordjic. Oh. Okay, he's got some legs in him. Lukanic. The dribble and the goal. From long distance. Add that to your locker, Luka Lukanic. Get yourself a banger, my friend. 3-1. This might be the insurance goal that we needed. Oops. Dead within 10. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Hello, hello. Not sure why the notification didn't show up center here, but... there it is. I just have to probably check the overlays to see that whether it's like buried underneath the game footage. But yes, hello. Thank you for the follow. Hope all is well with you. Good win for us on this one here against Famalicão. And that will send us towards the end of the month where we have Tondela next, who are in the relegation zone, as we continue to try to... stay at top of the league table. In the meantime, all right, stream elements. What are you doing with the notifiers not showing up on one of the overlays here? That's not the one. Okay. It's a combination of it was like a new GAN faceback that I found that I combined it with another one, so it's a mixture of like the real life looking ones and somebody who did AI generated ones. I eventually need to correct that on my side of the spectrum here a little bit just to have them be more uniform. As our backup keeper has a twisted ankle for 5 to 6 weeks, which is top notch, you know, just everything that you could possibly ask for. Rip in pieces. Okay, let's try this instead. Let me switch the views here. And let's just advance to the Tondela game. That way we get through February, go into March, and then obviously tackle the Europa League games as well. In terms of tactics and whatnot, usually I will switch them every once in a blue moon. Every couple of games I'll rotate between them, but currently kind of sticking with this mixture of the 4-2-3-1. I'll show the 3 tactics that I kind of rotate through here. Injuries wise, we've had a couple of like knocks here and there, but most of the team is pretty healthy at this point, thankfully. So tactically speaking, our main tactic has been this sort of 4-2-3-1 here that is based on Abel Ferreira's 2022 winning tactic with Palmeiras. We have this one, which is more of a mixture, bringing in more midfielders rather than defensive midfielders. And then I also have this one over here that I've been attempting every so often, just a modification of a 4-2-3-1, fullbacks instead of wingbacks. But yeah, this is the one that we're gonna go with here in full. Sado Wutsala, I can probably get the start on this next one. Portuguese as well. Perfect. Simkus, Ruiz, Ratkovic. Diogo Pinto, we'll let him get a start against Tondela here and just see how he is feeling up to stuff. In the meantime, let's see what else we got going on. And just grab the long sleeves here. Our weather's been a little bit chilly, so because we don't usually run the heater every single hour of the day, I'll usually just throw on the layer. I did see the results of that with Rangers and Celtic, and I don't know, man, it feels disappointing for Celtic. They should be a better team than what Rangers are at the moment. So that's not what I wanted here. Hold on. There we go. I just noticed something with the calendar here. Let me just add these real quick, and then we will move on to the next day. Yeah, sure, we'll add a little bit of goalkeeper training in between these as well. And then, yeah, there we go. Okay, for now, this should do the trick. So, yeah, the Portuguese Cup, Porto still playing that. Porto knocked us out of the Portuguese Cup on their side, so no cup competitions in Portugal for us this year, unfortunately. But in a way, it's kind of a blessing in disguise for our fixtures, because that means we can focus both on trying to finally win the league, because we've had a couple of third place, fourth place, second place finishes over the years, but nothing in first. It's been Porto dominating that primarily. So maybe try to get the league win this year and do as well as we can in the Europa League and go from there. Yeah, but the thing with us right now is that usually when we get sunlight over here in Colorado, it's usually under the pretense of it being like 20 to 30 degrees outside. Yeah, and the sun's been setting for us more often than not at around like 4:45, 5 o'clock. It's starting to become a little bit later now, but we were seeing it go away by like 4 at certain points here during the early months of winter. So but cold weather does feel worse with overcast. That much is for certain. At least with the sun, you're getting a tiny bit of warmth to go with the chilly wind that like hits you in every bone of your body. So Fernando Somolinos stubbed his toe. He'll be out for 6 to 9 days. Oh, man. And then Diogo Pinto, I guess he has some sort of disease. I cannot read what that is, unfortunately. That is coming, Benny, at the very least. By, what, March, April, it should finally be here. So at least it's closer now compared to where it was. And Adam, no, I don't plan on doing any sort of, like, watch-alongs and things like that. It's not really my style, per se. Whenever I'm watching like football games or just sports in general, I tend to just like consuming it like solo. That way my focus is on the game and whatnot to go with that. So I get distracted too easily, unfortunately. So it's just like for me to focus and actually pay attention to a game, I just like have to like be watching it as that and nothing else. Yeah, I believe it, Deadman. Just because the winter sports like speciality to get into the Canadian teams is probably nearly impossible, but getting onto a Brazil team probably pretty easy, all things considered. Right, so Tondela is next. But yeah, in terms of the season, we've had a pretty good year. League-wise, I think we only have, what, the 4, 8... So 11 games left in the league, and then whatever else is our Europa run. So we're getting to the tail end of Season 9, finally, here. We'll try to make as good of a progress as humanly possible on it this time around. To be fair, Deadman, we kind of did that for World Baseball Classic a while back, where it was mostly like Brazilian-born guys, but who have like Japanese ancestry with parents, grandparents, and stuff that played, were a good chunk of our World Baseball Classic team. Like I want to say 12 years ago or something like that, 12 to 16 years ago. It's been a while, but I do remember Brazil being in the World Baseball Classic once with a kind of a similar tactic and style to what they were doing. All right. All right, so Tondela is next. Oh, yeah, hey, and we are on the leap year since this is happening on the 29th. Nice. Didn't even realize the date initially there. I'm like, wait, 29 days and then, oh, February. That's interesting. All right, so here we go. So lineups are set. And we'll just let the assistant handle the opposition instructions like we usually do. If I need to adjust those myself, I can do it halfway through the game here. We are at Tondela for this one. They are fighting, I believe, to stay away from the relegation zone on their side of the spectrum, but we're going to try to add to their misery here today. And Cho Sang-gyun just does just that here in the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's go. Not match momentum, league table is what I want. There we go. So right now that puts us in first, ahead of Porto. Estevão, Roseiro, Milostivo, Djordjic, and the Joker. There it is, our second goal here in the first 10 minutes of the game. Guess we said we were going to pile onto their misery, and we were not kidding about that. Holy crap. Okay. I'll do the snag that one out of the air. Oh, good interception there. Stevão, Chosan-yon, and that's a second of the game here. 16th of the season. We are just dominating at this point. Set pieces wise, for me, Adam, I'm okay at them. We see some results here and there. Oh, corner kick here. Didn't quite get everything on that one. Milostivo almost makes it 4-0 off the header. Oh, man. Yeah, China would owe us, I would believe, at the very least, like, some thank yous. Maybe a good amount of money. I don't know. I'm just glad that idea didn't work out. Like, in the fact that it's like, it feels cheap to just go with naturalized players only to make up the core of your national team and try to win it that way. Like, you've got to grow the game in your own country too, and make sure that your citizens have a path to it as well. But Stevão, oh, what a shot! Almost made that happen there. Just needed to place that a little bit better. Ooh. So Leitão kicks it right at Radkovic with that one there. Praise the team here. All right, 70th minute, and a couple of guys are getting tired. Plus, we have some yellow cards, so let's handle this accordingly. Ruiz. You know what? Smikas can go in there. That's fine. And for Kiwa, we'll let Smolinos get in. Mitchelson stays in. Pucci there. I'd like to think he went on the ball on that one, ref. Not like... It's like, ref, what are you doing? Yeah, I know they have one, and oh, no penalty. Thank the Lord. So I'm like, that was all ball there. But that said, looks like it's going to be a pretty dominant win over Tondela. Love that for us. Makes it 3-0. We continue to keep up in the league table against Porto. Yep, top of the league. And we still have the one game on hand, too, to play. So have that advantage. But interestingly enough, Porto in second, Sporting CP in third, a long ways away. Vizela in fourth, and Benfica outside of the top four is an unusual picture at the moment. That's quite interesting. Alright, so Tondela. Alright, so our balance, we're in a pretty good place money-wise, which is good for us to hopefully continue to improve our facilities and such. Speaking of which, Cho Sam-yoon gets the Young Player of the Month, 5 goals, so that's valid. Yonako Siasare wins the Player of the Month uh, for February. Good for him. Tabor Vista's next. And then we start playing against Lask in the Europa round of 16. Yeah, as you can see here, schedule-wise. Go. Right, so with the next couple games here. Oh yeah, the finances were the thing that I was gonna overlook here in a second. So let me go to that. See if they can increase the junior coaching budget, just to kind of improve our youth recruitment. Improve youth recruitment as well. And ask for more scouts. That's enough requests there. Let's see if we can make the board to make that happen for us. Right, Stable's living up to his potential from the looks of it here, which is good for us. Marc-Olivier Mabuka injured, twisted ankle, 4 to 5 weeks. That's unfortunate for him. We're hoping he'd get a little more time in some of the smaller competitions this year, but injury bug seems to have been hitting him consistently for this first half, for this half of the year. So here is hoping he'll come back strong. So they will let me bring in 5 more scouts? Damn, that's a lot of scouts. Go for our free agent types first. So Graham Arnold. Mark Serra. Okay. Look decent. Eric Elias, who's wanted by Utrecht. 442, no thank you. I usually try to grab guys that are like using tactics similar to what I would use myself. So either 4-3-3s or 4-2-3-1s, things of that nature. Be at least the 13 on certain categories. And actually, where is the thing that I wanted here? Tactical, there we go. preferred formation. There we go. This should help narrow it down a little bit more. Okay, Roberto Drummond. We'll pay the compensation if needed be. Enrico, same thing. Okay, perfect. Right now we can advance over to the game against Boa Vista. Okay, so they are letting us have the junior coaching budget, junior coaching being increased, which is good. And I think they gave us the other one as well, the youth improvement, but I'll take a look at that in the inbox here in a moment. Yeah, youth recruitment improvement, perfect. So improvements on all of these areas, which that's what I like to see. Let me switch over to this one for a little bit. So, Boa Vista. Right. Actually, let me switch up the playlist here real quick. Just something that's a little more kind of my style as a whole. Let me just double check that I'm in the right place. Browser sound, perfect. There we go. Should be a little bit better. Plus, it's a copyright free list that we've used in the past before, and it's worked out pretty well on both platforms, so why not go with that? So, pretty strong lineup we're bringing to the Boa Vista game. You can kind of see some of the guys on the team have developed chemistry on their end of the spectrum between Lukanic and Rosero playing their roles in the defensive midfield, Rojas and Georgic having their inner link up, and then Tavares and Cho Sang-yon as well. But yeah, let's get Adam here. Team looks inspired. We are at home. Good old handshake there between the managers before we kick it off. It seems we're getting the chances so far, but no actual highlights of any sort have come out of it. Alright, speaking of which, it's a highlight, but it's for Boa Vista, which is not ideal. Great save, but oh man, just bad defending on that rebound. And Boa Vista leads 1-0. Still though, plenty of game to be had. Let's try to find a chance to get back into it, you guys. Come on now. For the love of God, please get it together. See if encouraging them helps. Nothing's come out of it so far. 60 minutes in, we need to start making some choices. Okay, free kick here. Good attempt, but not quite what we wanted. Mabaya. Isaac Mabaya immediately comes in, changes the game itself as a whole for us, gets the tying goal. Love it. That might have been the spark we needed. Right? Who is now on the throw-in. Lukanic, Mabaya, Marco Tavares. Oh, that was so close. All right, so we've got one more substitution to make, and trying to think on where to go with it here. Because the wings have not delivered at all. So let's get Junior Treyes in. Ooh, okay. Ruiz has that on the wing, goes to Mabaya. Ruiz, Mabaya again. Not the best shot, but looks like this one is going to a draw for us. Boa Vista did their tasks. We should have been better than this. It's a bit of a disappointing result. We should have won it, but we didn't. So we move on to the next one, which is going to be the Europa League games here. We do, at the very least, now that we did catch up in games, we do have a point up on Porto, which is nice for us. Would have been nicer if we had 3 points ahead of them, but beggars can't be choosers. Linzer, ASK, Lask is going to be our next game here. And while I advance to that game, I do need to refill up my water bottle as it's starting to run out and make a quick restroom trip here. So we're going to throw on the ads, go on break for about like 5 to 7 minutes or something akin to that, and yeah, we'll see you all very shortly. Alright, we're back at it here. Everything is refilled, and yeah. So the scouts that we were looking to get, seems like they are moving on to the team, which means we're paying certain teams like compensation clauses and all, but it's worth it if it means enhancing our scouting network even further than the usual. Which, speaking of, I do need to set that up eventually, like at some point for the upcoming season, just to see if we can find some good wonder kids and the like. Folks that we can see, actually scouting center is not what I was looking for. Recruitment focus, okay. We've got a couple of places already set in place. Gonna go just in general, any position. Minimum potential 3. 15 to 22. Ongoing. And then areas. It's like our scouts have extensive knowledge of Portugal. I'm like, no, that's not quite it. Region. South America North and South America South. South America, guess we can narrow this down to 19 in that situation. And then areas, we'll just do the Asian continent. Just set these two up real quick for my own sake, and then we'll get the ball rolling. First leg of the Europa League round of 16, here we come. It will not be easy, but I think we got what it takes to get on out there, get a victory. First leg's on the road, which I like, just because if we can get a decent result on the road against them, we have that home advantage for the second leg, which is always lovely. All right. Done it for me again. Like, the bodies might not be liking his loan there, but we need him playing on loan because otherwise we don't have space for him to do anything here. So he's just got to stick it out accordingly, and I'm not gonna coddle him about it. Okay, so coaches and assigned trainings. Okay, what else is going on? We're actually gonna mix it up a little bit. Okay, so good crowd being expected. Incoming clash, yeah. So they're giving it the loss, but not by too much. We still have a pretty good percentage of win on the most likely outcome part of it. Let me just change the window lighting here real quick. Have it go a little bit more in the background and not blind my eyes as much. Yeah, definitely a little bit better. Just getting through all the emails here. Finally, we're nearing game time, so appreciate y'all's patience as we move through these days. Right, yeah, just encourage a couple of players here to do their forms. "17 years later." All right, let's save here. And then we're gonna get things started. So Rojas. Yep. Right, first leg of the Europa, round of 16. All right, we got some goals to live up to here. We got to get to the quarterfinals. So this is a round that we've got to win. We've got to. It's as simple as that. Oh, corner. Oh, that was a near chance for them right there. And another big save there from the keeper. Gonna start marking these guys better. Come on, boys. Don't get overwhelmed by these douche waddles here. Let's press them a little bit further. There we go. So Borabro on the throw-in. Lukanic. Pucci, Tavares. Oh, what a save from their keeper. Rojas still keeping it in play. Isaac Mabaya. Nope, that goes for a throw-in. But what a chance there. Right, now we're starting to cook a little bit here. Pucci. Borabro. And Matteo Pucci with his first goal for the club. And what a time to get that goal too. The jig is a little excessive though, buddy. Like, relax. Like, that's just... That said, great recovery there from kind of a rough start to the game. And from the looks of it here, it looks like we're headed into the end of the first half with the 1-0 lead, which I'm thrilled for. We just got to keep going, keep creating chances, and making things happen, ideally. Right, Schmeling on the throw-in for Lask. Good bicycle kick attempt, but just thankfully it did not go anywhere. Let's make some changes here, as Tavares has been struggling all game, just has not had, I guess, injury issues, and then Pucci will move him up to center and have Tkayes come in on the left. I favor typically doing the facilities first and big signings second picks on my side of the spectrum, if it can be helped. Okay, got our substitutions in. Because more often than not, especially if you're starting on the lower league side of the spectrum, I think you get better returns from upgrading the facilities and then selling the decent kind of like new gens that you get out of your training academies that way. I tend to go youth and then training, so like mixing between the two. Like, both are super important, but I think if you at least improve the youth facilities initially, it helps with your crop of youngsters that eventually come into the club itself. Though the balancing act between the two is to make sure that, hey, once you get those prospects in, that they're being trained the best way possible as well. There wasn't much going on in that game. We got a lot of chances, didn't make the most of them, but we are going into the second leg with a 1-0 lead, and we are playing that at home. So pretty good win for us, all things considered here. Good work, everybody. Love this for us. The big test is going to be the following week, of course, with maintaining that. And Tavares stubbed his toe, so that's why he wasn't doing so good. So he's been having like nagging injury after nagging injury throughout the whole year. It's crazy, actually. We'll rest Rojas for this next matchup. But yeah, Matteo Pucci, pretty good game from him. No complaints. And then, yeah, Farenses next. We'll just fully rotate the lineup for this one. Like, it's a league game, it's important, but at the same time, I want to make sure that we are good to go for the second leg of the Europa with the best team that we can put out there. But all right, yep. Rotation, Pinto, and then Rodrigo Matos will play that one. Simcas will play this one. Ruiz, and then Papaya. Sunsabel will get the start on the right. There we go, yeah. Okay, our lineup is pretty much set for this next game then. Perfect. So Farense is next, and then we have Braga in the league immediately after that, so there'll be some tough challenges for sure. Well, you know the thing about drama, doesn't matter when or where, some people are just gonna start it at any given opportunity. That goes as like a general thing as a whole, not just for a specific scenario. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Of course. And the thing is with that whole drama, all that I have to say on the matter, and I say this as a Brazilian, is that if Vinicius Jr. actually knew how to play while wearing the Brazilian yellow, he'd have that Ballon d'Or instead of Rodri. It's that simple. One won a summer international competition for his country, the other one didn't. That was the final determining factor, in my opinion, for that Ballon d'Or this year. Yep, there is that. Yes. All right. I mean, what does he need to get revenge on specifically is my question at this point. He's still playing decently well for the most part over at Real Madrid. It's just... it just feels one of those circumstances in which if he really, really wanted to make sure that Ballon d'Or was going to be his, he should have come out and performed in a Copa America outside of the one game against Paraguay. That's what it came down to. So... but yeah, if he was out of something like that altogether, it'd be interesting to see how he would respond to it. All right, so Farense instructions are set. Let me save the game here, and we will get this started. Yeah, a couple players are not going to be like as sharp going into this one, but nature of the business sometimes. We'll make substitutions in the second half if needed be for more established starters if we like really have to, but ooh, no, Steve almost got that one over. Goes to Sunsapel. Goes to Ruiz. Sunsapel again. Good turnaround. Joey Veerman. And that's an own goal, but we will take those. Cue the laugh. Yeah, that took a bad deflection at that, because the goalie was going the right way for it. Just, Alright, so Farense they're trying to make something happen here with their passes. Solovic, Gwenda, Mutna, and Louis Mutna scores for them, makes it 1-1. Right, unfortunate, but still early in the game. Plenty of footy to play. Ooh, interesting on that. Have they announced the specifics of the deal yet, or is it still just on the rumor mill? And Treyes is out with an injury. Shit. Okay. Pucci, get in here. Okay, Ruiz, Milostivo, Rosero, Ruiz. Alright, Milostivo, Somolinos, Simkas. Alright, Simkas making a run. Finds Pucci. And they find Zabarny with his 9th of the season. Makes it 2-1. Outstanding stuff here from the boys. That's the kind of football we ought to be playing. Come on now. Veerman on the free kick. Sunsapel and Zabarny again. But was he onside is the question now with this one. Nope, he was not, unfortunately. That is a shame because that's a very good set piece there. He was just 3 steps too far ahead on that one, unfortunately. But we are leading 2-1. Just keep it up, boys. Keep it on up. Rodrigo Matos. Rodrigo almost trying to make that happen by himself there. Wow. Okay. I see you. Veerman is still recovering from, I guess, rehab from his injury, though. So, just needed him to play this first half. We'll give Mabaya in for the second. Not the best shot from Farense on that one. Ooh. Free kick, Simkas, and Rodrigo Matos there. With the header. Let's go.
Outstanding.
Makes it 3-1. Teams doing their part. We love that. Sunsapel, Rosero, Mabaya. Try to dribble that through, but the defense definitely got it on that one. Lyson. Milostivo with the interception. Myslovic. Kenda, oh, what a save from Pinto, and then the block. Let's go. Putting your body on the line, that is what it's all about, boys. Solid result here after kind of an awkward start. And with a bunch of, with mostly backups at that too, which is very good for us to get the sort of result with rotating to mostly our reserves. Right, and yep, that keeps us a point ahead of Porto on the table. We love it. And then 3 days now until the game against Lask in the round of 16. Pucci with the assist on that as well, so you know, good for us. Trias is out with a twisted ankle, 3 to 4 weeks, but we got a couple of guys coming back at the very least from their injuries to full recovery, so there is that going for us. United at Anfield this weekend is going to be... It has potential for comedy. Yeah, that's been a bit of a trend. I mean, Vinicius Jr. is pretty much club over country too, so... Also valid, extremely valid, in fact. Yeah, I do agree on that front. But then again, like, the thing is, Egypt is supposed to be an African powerhouse too. They have a pretty rich league for their own rights in the area. They have talented players. It's just they can't piece it together more often than not at AFCONs and the like. And World Cup qualifiers too. And our starting keeper just twisted his ankle and is out for 4 to 5 weeks. Hooray! Fuck. The timing is impeccable too, to say the least. Well, Diogo Pinto is going to have to step up. Sver Angus Nicholson is going to have to step up too. Right, boys, who's going to want it more? Yeah, he should have. He really should have. And I guess Bell caught some sort of virus too. Fucking hell, man. Okay, we have one of our scouts that left for Famalicão, so we'll take an ad for grabbing one and see what comes back. Bit annoying, but we did get the nod to add 5 more scouts in, and 4 of them came in, so we're fine, all things considered. And oh yeah, sure. I'll go over to them really quick here. Yeah, I kind of want to see where they're at currently as well after I requested all of this stuff at the start of the year for it. Let's see here. Let me just get for the emails. Yeah, that one last November was pretty much, I think, what got me over 1,000 on YouTube and got me monetized officially. So, facilities-wise, there we go. Yeah, so this is where we are, picks right now. The academy coaching is what I need to improve, and I did just request that now. But facilities-wise, we're in a pretty good place, all things considered. Just a couple more upgrades and it should be like the state-of-the-art type stuff. Like, we're definitely not like a Porto or Benfica type facilities team at the moment, but we're getting there. Yeah, let's see what we're looking at on the table. Porto, Dinamo Kiev, Bruges is leading Fenerbahce, Milan is overwhelmed Olympiacos, a draw on the Liège Nomoya, Zagreb has the advantage over Rangers, Ghent over Sepsi, and then Monaco's dominating Sparta Praha. Got it. The goalkeepers should stop being cowards. It's true. We have found out that, you know, if one goalkeeper can score like 300 something goals, the rest of them should be able to do it too. Let's go to our kind of best formation overall here. Right, moment of truth. Second leg of the Europa League round of 16. If we get through this, we at least accomplished the goal that the board gave us of getting to the quarterfinals. We are going to have to do it with our backup keepers having to hold the fort as our starter just twisted his ankle before the start of the video. So, thank you, Deadman. That one was fun to do. It took me a while. It's sad that it didn't do as high on the view count numbers as I thought it would, but it was still a fun project to kind of work on and like at least learn a couple things about editing really long form content, stuff like that, so that it should make the process for me doing it better in future videos and stuff. And we are at Estádio União de Tomar for this one. Big game hours incoming. All right. The second leg is underway. Right, Borobro, Pucci, Chosanyun. With the cross, Georgia couldn't quite get to it. Awed. Tafener, Sabitzer. And yeah, that's evening up the affair here on the aggregate as a whole. Again, it's going to be a bit of a tall task with the backup keeper having to be in there due to the starter being injured, but we played the hand that we're given. So, Rojas now. Free kick, Djordjic. Stevon. Couldn't quite get the cross all the way through, but still he recovers it. And on the deflection, what a save from their keeper. Barbosa was one that I did consider doing, but I feel like it's something that I could put in on a sequel if I do decide to eventually get to that. Oh, and we hit the post. Crap. That's a counter. Yeah, Toffender's getting way too much free realm to do things here right now. Where is he? Yeah, just somebody pressing him accordingly at this juncture. There we go. Some good opportunities here, but just haven't capitalized just yet. Oh boy, that's a good opportunity for them. Even though they missed on that initial cross. Fuck. Sabitzer scores. Right, we are definitely in trouble at this point. And Stevom is injured, which fucking hell. Right. Right, Mustafa. Yeah, with that Brazilian Iceberg video, there were a lot of things to consider. Chosun, yo, how did we get the post again? Are we just getting that unlucky? Is this one of those games where we're gonna hit the post like 2 or 3 different times and nothing's gonna come out of it? God damn it, man. It's gonna be injury city from the looks of it in this one. I hate it here, man. Come on. Fuck's sakes. Alright, well, move Pucci to the center, have Matos come in. And Tavares maybe bring him in the second half, since he's still dealing with his injury, so... Yeah, we need to do something here, boys. Definitely press a little more often, step up accordingly, really try to bring the pressure to them at this point. Alright, Rojas, throw in, goes to Pucci. Pucci. Alright, we're getting chances. That's important. Chosun, corner kick. Oh my god. Fucking offsides. God. Come on, boys. Michelson's. Georgic, okay. Goes to Pucci. Big chance here, Pucci. Let's go. Chosun gets us back on board here, and we're back even on the aggregate. Oh, that took a little while, but... Right, let's see if we can make something out of this and get the momentum back. Looking decent so far, but that could turn around at the drop of a hat. Andrade. Okay. Keeping them pressed accordingly. And there we go. Rodri, no, you're supposed to bury those. Fuck. Come on. That's the 3rd post we've hit so far, right? Thankfully, they hit one too, so at least it's not like a one-side biased thing going on here. Dear Lord, man. That's crazy. Do we go to extra time on this? We'll at least go in with a ton of substitutes, so we can at least try to get something out of this. Get some fresh legs in and whatnot. So, speaking of which, we've done we have 4 substitutions now with the legs to consider. So, Michelson's, I'm going to move him to the left. Have Milostivo step in just to be a big man on set pieces. Next, Son Young did get us the goal, so I'm fine with him sticking around. Matos, I'll move him to the right. I'll bring in Mabaya to switch him around. Lukanic moves up front. Mabaya comes up. Rosero's like incredibly tired, so time for Tavares to step on up at the DM position. All right, moment of truth here. Lukanic, far post, Diana. There we go, baby. Freaking set piece to the far post gets it done for us. Oh, man. Couldn't ask for a better start to extra time here. Right. Giambo. Oh, Michelson's there. Good pinch. Tavares. Mabaya. Lukanic. Michelson's. Tavares. Lukanic. Back to Michelson's. Tavares, Lukanic. Oh man, a little back and forth there. Goes for a corner. Sanyon. Goes short. Lukanic crosses it in. Oh, their goalie gets to it. But yeah, since that second goal from Lask, we've been just at the very least dominating accordingly here. Good first half of extra time. We've got one more substitution to make. And Lukanic is incredibly tired. So Joey Veerman, let's get your veteranosity in here. Okay. Corner, Veerman. Far post again. Ooh, good attempt there from Milostivo. Eichberg. Veerman. Giambo. Good deflection there, but now, as Musterman puts it, this is the time where we start using the dark arts accordingly here, and just wasting as much time as humanly possible. If there was ever a time to do it, this is the one. We survive. We somehow survive, coming back from giving up the initial aggregate lead. 2 goals in the second half, 1 goal in the second half to tie it up. The goal in extra time from René Tayana, and we do move on to the Europa League quarterfinals. Things handled accordingly. But that said, big tests are still coming up, as we still have to deal with our starting goalie being injured for a couple of weeks, probably throughout the entire quarterfinals as well. And then Bro is out for 2 to 3 weeks with a pulled calf muscle. Steve only bruised his ankle, so thankfully his is not too bad. We do get a good amount of money for winning this match, so that's always good. Omonoia caused a surprise by eliminating Standard Liège. Dinamo Zagreb took out Rangers, so, you know, cool stuff. Alright, I don't have a preference on who we play, just, okay. Then we got the Braga game next. Okay, yep, and we did reach the latter stages of the UEFA Europa League as the board requested, so that is a massive one for us in terms of goals accomplished. Alright, so here's our draw for the quarterfinals. Rudgulit hosting it. So first matchup, Dinamo Zagreb against União de Tomar. So we get Zagreb next. That's going to be tough. Let's see what the other matches are. Monaco versus Ghent. Club Brugge versus Porto. Milan versus Omonoia. So Milan gets the upset Giants from the last round. That's, I don't know, man. Feels like feels like illusion to me. We get the winners of Monaco Ghent in the semis. So gonna be a tough bath. But I do think with Zagreb, like they will be a tough team for sure, but I do think we have it in our locker to try and make something out of it. At least, you know, try. In the meantime, let me just adjust all the training instructions here. Match reviews, great. Send this one here instead. Attacking shadow play. Tactics. I think this one's going to be an attacking. And then team bonding and rest. There we go. All right, so we got those done. Let's bring back the game. Yeah, massive rotations for this Braga game are happening as well. Nobody of the youth prospects that deserves to get called up, at least as of yet, so these are just friendlies. Like, I'm withdrawing you guys from the squads. Like, I need you all actually on my fucking team. Thank you very much. Hey, Bronson. Hello, hello. Good to see you. How are you, buddy? Hopefully all is as well as it can be. But yeah, after this one, I think we get... Yeah, it's that time of the year where just the odd cold or just cough will strike accordingly there. So good to see you're on the up and up. And yes, I am committing international terrorism by doing what I'm doing here. Yes, I understand that completely. But at the same time, I've had so many injuries this season to players on my team that I'm not risking them going on an international friendly, getting hurt for like 4 to 5 weeks, and then I can't use them in a big continental tournament game. So they're just going to have to deal with it. Okay, so a couple of youth players being released from certain clubs. I'm gonna offer them trials just to see if there's any good prospects that we can put in our own under 18s and under 23 teams. And if they're not good, then it is what it is. I just have at least extra scouting knowledge that way. Right, so Braga is next. Cool. One more guy set on to go on trial. Right, and we advance to our matchups. So we can secure a place in the preliminary stages of the UEFA Europa Conference League with a win in our next match, while also maintaining our goal difference advantage. Good sign. All things considered. I am going to do a full rotation of the roster here, because again, we just need to make sure that our guys are at the best they can be. Alright, game time. There we go. Alright, let's see how we do. We are going to Gaga for this game too, so that's going to be a challenge. And we're wearing our away white kits as well too, for the first time in a while. Right. Free kick for Braga, Ochoa, Oberga, and Rodrigo Cesar scores for them, makes it 1-0. Good set piece by them. Our defense did not respond accordingly. Let's adjust the instructions here a little bit, see what we can do with it. Be a little more hyper-aggressive. Okay, good header. Bad defending. Goalkeeping saves it from being 2-0. Man. Alright, so corner. Oh. I have no idea, Travis. Like, I've given up on making sense of American pundits and what they say about players in the national team. Tsimka's on the free kick here. And Marc-Olivier Mabuka, what a banger of a goal.
Outstanding.
Lovely, lovely stuff. They left him wide open too. Just, that's the easiest shot you can take at that point. My goodness. Well, we at least go into the half tied up. Let's keep at it, boys. Build on that momentum. Score another one. And another one. And then another one after that. Why not? Tsimkas. Okay, couldn't quite get that one the way he wanted it to on the corner kick. And thankfully their counter gets cut off at the heels here. Or not if Somolinos loses the fucking ball. Kiowa with a good defensive play there at least, but it's not over yet, and Rodrigo Cesar's offside. The flag went up, so I think VAR is gonna take that back. They do. Let's go. Still 1-1. Yeah, as the best American player, but that's the thing. Just, they're blowing him up like he's some sort of phenomenal out-of-world talent, but it's just like he's a really good player who happens to play for a country that barely gives a shit about the sport. Nah, it is what it is. He's like the building block to the actual, like, greatest player that the United States will have in the next, like, 20, 30 years. Not the guy, but the guy before the guy. Let's see. Michelson's. Matos. Yep, switched them up. Veerman's on a yellow, so Tavares can come in for him. Actually, let's do it this way. It's Jordan Morris, Travis. Why would it not be? Close personal friend. Not actually close personal friend, but we're trying of the channel. Yeah, Langdon had a pretty solid goal on that side of the spectrum there. Like one of those like early sort of like international World Cup memories for the men's side of the spectrum. Mabuka. Somolinos. Finds Jojic. Back to Somolinos. Back over to Pinto. Michelson's on the left. Finds Rodrigo Matos, Jojic, Maboka, Lukanic, Pucci, Matteo Pucci. Delivering. The loanee from AC Milan gets the second goal of the season and a decisive goal from the looks of it here. Beautiful, beautiful stuff from the club here in the last couple of minutes. And it looks like we might get out of Braga with some points, which is important. It's just a matter of how many points it's going to be here, as they do have a pretty dangerous set piece. That is a banger of a goal. I can't even complain about them scoring that. But looks like it's just going to be 1 point instead of 3 that we're going to be escaping out of Braga with. It's unfortunate. 2 stoppage time goals here, defining the game, making it 2-2. It's disappointing that we didn't win, but you can't do much out of a world beater of a set piece. But unfortunately, with this result, Porto does take the lead again on the table by a point. I think we do play them in this final stretch of games, though, so we're gonna have our chance to do something against them. And we're definitely playing Benfica, there is that. With baseball, it's going to be one of those circumstances in which once the old white dudes who gatekeep baseball die off, it'll be in a better place. I don't think baseball is dying as hard as a lot of people think that it is dying. Callum, hello, how are you? Hopefully all is well. See here, so we got through this one. So we've got the international break in Benfica in the next 2 weeks. Oh, I see it now. Hello, Callum. I just got the notification coming up. Hello, Raiders. Good to see you all. I guess this is as good of a time for introductions as any. My name is Chris, otherwise known as Brazilian Fury. Tend to be mostly a YouTube content creator for FM24 and what have you, but also stream every once in a blue moon. We are playing our Portugal save with União de Tomar, which is, in real life, they are a 5th-tier division team in Portugal. We played, basically I did an entire series on the YouTube channel for 8 seasons where we took them from the lower tiers all the way to an Europa Conference League win in Season 8. This is Season 9. We are playing through the Europa League phase right now. We just got through the round of 16 and are going into the quarterfinals, and we are trying to win the league outright with just being a point behind Porto right now. But yeah, originally Brazilian born, been living in the United States for quite some time now, so speak both languages, and just if y'all have any questions about the save, me, or the sport in general, or whatever the case, feel free to ask. Here, let me just switch over to this view, get through the... I'm still getting used to the overlays and where they are here for people coming in. I just updated those not very, very recently, actually, 2 streams ago, so still getting used to where everything is and all the notifications coming along. But this is sort of where we've been with all competitions throughout the season. Not the best of luck in the cups, unfortunately, so we're hoping to do the best we can in the Europa Conference League, just in Europa outright, and then try to finally win the league after a couple of top 4 finishes the previous 2 to 3 seasons. As for the club itself, we're in a pretty good place. We've been upgrading our facilities, doing pretty well. Balance-wise, the European competitions have helped us make a lot of money, so that's been nice to see too. But yeah, now we just got to get through the continental break here, and then we just got a couple more games to go. We've got about 7 league games left, and then the Europa League itself, and however far we end up going on that front. So, with that said, let's proceed here. I think formations-wise, we've been kind of hit by the injury bug pretty badly here as a whole, but we've had a pretty decent roster, all things considered. I'm just making the automatic adjustments. This will change by the time we get to the Benfica game, but we go through. Yeah, in terms of boxing, it's a lot of the committees pretty much just doing their absolute best or worst, depending on what you want to call it, to just do away with the sport. Excuse me. Whew. Even my throat's getting a little hoarse here all of a sudden. But as we move on. But yeah, Callum, on your end of the spectrum, how was the stream on your end? I know last time around when I stopped by, you guys did win the Carabao Cup with Slough. So has it been, have you had any luck with like the FA Cup side of the spectrum in the league games, or how's it looking there now since that happened? Okay, so our Youth Academy players have been announced officially. Couple of decent prospects out of it. Not too many, but at least these four look like they could be something in the next couple of years. So Rafael Santos, Rui Franco, José Ferreira, and Ruben Gonçalves. I don't usually attend the games. I'll just let it play out and then have the GM kind of sign the best players accordingly. Yeah, the thing about Brazilians and crowds is that if you're in the area where they're concentrated in, they will show up in droves to support their people, like for sporting events and stuff. Like to me in particular, like a lot of these Club World Cup crowds, the Brazilians and the Argentinians alone are going to sustain like some of those attendance numbers for sure. Like no questions asked. Like the Palmeiras fans will show up in droves, the Flamengo fans will show up in droves, the Botafogo fans, especially now that they're actually playing important games for the first time in like 30 plus years, will show up in droves too. So it's there. Yeah, I believe it, Travis, completely. But yeah, Pix, that is the concern there, but at the same time, I think if we can get into those early enough, we might avoid like the price spikes or what have you with it, so. With Sakuraba, it's fond memories in general just because of like the era where Pride was kind of the king of combat sports pretty much as a whole. So it was a fun little phase we had there with that. And speaking of which, so progress-wise, getting a couple of options here, some reasonable research results. Asia, couple as well, couple of recommended guys as well. Interesting, okay. Expensive ones, but interesting. Let me adjust here. We'll make this 21 for the age. Why not? Just to widen the net a little bit. It's definitely in that top 3 for sure in terms of like promotion specific theme song. Yeah. Yeah. And Deadman, here's what I'll say. When Palmeiras comes into town for that third game of the Club World Cup against Miami, expect the stadium to be overrun by our guys too, the same way that Vasco da Gama fans did. It'll be expensive, I'm sure, but like we'll get in there some way, somehow. If anything, Tactical Manager TV, Filippo, who's also a fellow Palmeiras fan, he knows for sure that he's going to that one since he lives in the Orlando area, I believe, on his side of the spectrum. Orlando or Tampa, one of those two. But, like, that's the game he says for sure he is going to in the Club World Cup side of the spectrum, so I might join him for that. If I don't end up going to Jersey for the first two between Palmeiras and Porto and then Palmeiras and Ali, so we'll see. We have the GM sign the candidates. weeks. So we got some good responses here. He plays a 4-3-3. Do any of you play a 4-2-3-1 as your like preferred tactic? You do, Dario Simic. And you're not bad. Pretty adaptable and good numbers on judging potential and such. So let's approach to sign you. Yeah, I hear you on that. Like, my preference is probably between Porto Palmeiras and Palmeiras Inter Miami, and then the Al Ahly game is like the third place. Yeah, and the club has that name based on the Explorer itself too, just because Portugal having the big presses they did in Brazil during their time frame. I'm just trying to progress through to get to the Benfica game. Yeah. Although the difference between the two is that Vasco da Gama actually did get to India on his side of the spectrum, something that Columbus was not able to do. But in general, a lot of the Portuguese and Spanish explorers, English, pretty much anybody that was exploring towards the New World were committing atrocities in some way, shape, or form. Some were more extreme than others, though, definitely, on their ends of the spectrum, so... Yeah, it's something else, to say the least. Like, Columbus just has the infamy of thinking that, like, oh, he reached the Caribbean islands and, you know, thought he reached India and spoke loud enough about it to where people kind of just decided to use that particular word to describe Native Americans and just natives as a whole, like Native Caribbeans and pretty much everybody in between is that. Alright, so a couple of days away from the Benfica game here. We're just trying to get through. So Sousa Bell is at least back. Dario Simic is officially one of our scouts, so we've completed the... we filled in for the scout that did leave us with another one, so we are good to go on that. So let's see what happens here. Okay. Yeah, big game against Benfica on this one here. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, because Brazil is a huge country in size, the Amazon portion in the northern part of Brazil does take up a lot of space within the country as a whole, but it's not the entire thing, of course. And then movies-wise, anything that might not be specifically like Amazon settings, it's Rio that they're covering. So, that said, the 50 best wonder kids in football right now. José Castigo from Venezuela is your top wonder kid, but we have the second. Christopher Borapro is number 2 on this list. And we also have number 6 in Patsky Ruiz and number 40 in Marius Milostivo. So we have some pretty good prospects here doing this stuff. So yeah, we're definitely finding our fair share of wonder kids. And then the third wonder kid is Mexican, Roberto Garrido from Club America, which means I am scouting the top 10. No questions asked. Even if I cannot get most of them. Ooh, a Colombian already in Man United, Hamlet Alba. Interesting. Zambrano, Ecuador. And then, sure, an Algerian French guy. That's an interesting one to do with. Formiga from Sporting. I will definitely scout you. Because if we can commit some good old-fashioned collusion, I am all for it. Luquinhas over at Palmeiras. You look interesting. We will also scout you. Pix, why does it feel so fitting for like, oh, you know, super South American last name and all, but first name is like some weird English like abomination or the plainest of English names for situations like that. It's like, oh yeah, last name Alba, definitely Colombian, could be Venezuelan, you know, things of that nature. First name Hamlet. Yet I could see like a pair of Colombian parents that are like super into theater going, we're gonna call him Hamlet for his first name, and then just rolling with it. And then he turns out to be a footballer, like in this universe. Yes, exactly. Exactly that. Both for Zapalo and for Pix. It's always something along those lines. And Brazil has the amalgamation where they'll mix up 2 different English names and make some sort of like Frankenstein's monster like combo of the 2. Like, oh, I don't know, Richarlison comes to mind immediately. What, was Richard or Allison not good enough? You had to combine the 2? Yeah. Like, it's hilarious, don't get me wrong, but it's like, South America, you are on something else when it comes to making names and to going with names and what have you. Jason. And then Zapalo, you have like the odd cases where it's like the Arlington, like the polar bear in Arlington, Texas scenarios, like Alexis McAllister, Argentinian. Go fucking figure. Alright, so yeah, the clash against Benfica is coming. Big deal of matchup. They are in 6th and struggling a little bit, but that's still a talented team that could probably like beat us up if they could. Key and Pio sketch moment. Yeah, pretty much. And that makes sense, Apollo, because it feels to me specifically with parts of Argentina where it's very, with the immigration side of the spectrum, maybe being like somewhat English, Scottish, and what have you, where you have those roots, where you see a lot of those very specific English type names to English first names at the very least. Let me just adjust the camera here a little bit. I just think you're saying that because they haven't won a World Cup in the past 20 years. Well, yeah, they're like generational guys as a whole. Like, you can't always have like that kind of thing ongoing there. Alright, so Benfica next. Pele. The guy's so good, Pro Wrestling decided to name an overhead kick after him. So... yeah, absolutely not. Wagner Love. Legend. Respeita. So Benfica and then Porto for the league games next. Holy crap, we kind of have a murderer's row coming up here. And that's the thing. Socrates was a good player. Like, he wasn't the best by any stretch of the imagination, but he also played in the same era Zico did. Socrates tends to be a little bit more remembered for a lot of his off-field stuff in the good way, rather than the on-field situation. Yeah. Edson was his first name, in fact. Yeah, exactly. And there's nothing against Edson. Edson's still a pretty cool name, all things considered, but nicknames can definitely have a power in terms of, like, how you, that sort of, like, otherworldly type aura that you may present to the world. And in terms of Socrates, I honestly would argue that his younger brother, Hai, was better than what he was. Socrates, as I mentioned, like, a lot of the off-field stuff is remembered by, but in terms of, like, the better player of that family, I'd say Hai was better than him. Oh, let me grab this here. Just have a... there we go. Just had a little piece of a nail sticking out, so I'm just grabbing a nail cutter here and taking care of that right now. Cool. That's done. Yeah. It's just a shame that Hulk is kind of a douchebag, to be honest. Like, because that is a very, very cool moniker to go by as a player. And living up to it, too, in terms of, like, just the sort of, like, physical freak of nature that he is. Yeah, that's about as good as I can get it now. Peru. Cheche is nuts. It's one of the crazier ones I've seen personally as well. Okay, Mitchelson. I'll give him the start on this one and have Pinto come in for the starting role at the Zagreb first leg. So, all right. We are at home for this one. We are hosting Benfica. Hey AG, thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate you over on the YouTube side. Happy New Year. Yeah, I haven't done one of these streams in a while on the YouTube side for the União de Tomar save, so I just decided today was as good of a day as any to knock it out, try to get as far as I can, and see if we can either wrap up Season 9 or get super close to it, at the very least. But yeah, big game against Benfica here coming up for the league. Tabuni with the corner for them, and that one just goes overboard. Right now, with a draw, we would be up ahead of Porto, at least for the immediate future. But ideally, we want the 3 points here, and Mitchelson's misses his chance from the near post. Oh, man. Would have been a really good header if you gotten that to go in. Okay, free kick. Chosanyon, Ruiz. Did Isaac Mabaya score? The ref's flag is down. I'm thinking it might count. Let's go.
Outstanding.
Huge first goal here for us. Massive. 1-0 lead on Benfica with kind of our first big shot on goal here. First shot on target, I think, out of the bunch too. So, Pucci, Tayana, Borabro. Let's see if we can make that explode, have that momentum just kind of escalate and have a score against them a couple more times. Patsy Ruiz. Oh, what a cross into the box. It's a shame you couldn't get that to stick it out. But counter chance for Benfica here. Couple of good blocks, but Abel Ruiz picks up the rebound. And I think that one is going to stick as well. I didn't see an offside on that. Yeah. That checks out. Right, 1-1. They're going to make this, they are going to make this interesting. Looks of it. Ruiz goes short. Stevon. Ruiz. The blocks and Pucci. Oh, what a save from their keeper. Yeah, I think it just depends on how it ends up on the calendar here. But yeah, happy holidays to everybody involved. And René Tayana scores on the far post corner. We get it to go in. It's not just the near post where you can get these from. Cho Sang-yon launching that one to perfection too. And he's a striker mainly. So, very, very good stuff from him. Ruiz, Stevon, Lukanic, Pucci, Marco Tavares. Try to make something happen there. Couldn't quite get it all the way across, but Stevon on the rebound. Another VAR call, but I see the ref's flag staying down. I do think this is going to stick still. And it does. And we're up 3-1 on Benfica here before the end of the half. The team's off to the races. Love to see that. Possible last highlight of the half here. Stevon goes to Patsy Ruiz. Christopher Borabro couldn't quite get it in. His shot off onto the box. Passes it. Tavares hits the post and he's offside, unfortunately. But big lead to go with into the locker room in the half. Pleased with the chances everybody has been putting in. So let's keep it up. Early second half here. Ruiz, Mabaya, Mitchelson's. Ruiz crosses it. Cho Sang-yon can't get to it, unfortunately, but Pucci picks up the rebound. Tavares, oh, that's just, that's a wasted opportunity there for Marco Tavares. Damn shame. That could have been a goal. And William Clem makes it 3-2 off of the set piece there. We still have a game ahead of us. Definitely still have a game to go here to play. So, just got to stick with it as much as we humanly can. Come on, boys. We'll make some substitutions here now with the 70th. So Pucci, he's been playing well. Tavares hasn't had the best game, so I'm going to bring up Djurdjic, move him to the right, move Stevon to the center. Bro has been doing well. Michelson's is the less tired of the two, so just to conserve energy. Rosetto can come in. Pucci on a yellow. Will not take the risk with it. Just I don't want somebody picking up a second yellow and then getting suspended for the Porto game. So Michelson's, Pucci, Tavares. Marco Tavares here, big chance. Goes to Pucci. Chosanyon. And there's possibly our insurance goal here. Our top striker makes it happen again. 4-2. Love that. We will make the substitutions accordingly here. Switch things up. Okay. Mikkelsen picks up the ball here. Off of that one. Big kick. Not Matt, no. Estevão. Chosanyon. Again, almost makes it happen with a second goal here for the game. Estevão. Ruiz. That one couldn't quite get to where it needed to go, unfortunately. Oh yeah, that. What a time. Just invoking a gimmick name. Jesus. What a time. Oh, Abel Ruiz hits the post. Ooh, we got lucky on that one. A bit of back and forth there. Benfica still keeping the ball. They're still fighting for it. Wrench, Taylor, and Kenneth Taylor after a divine wrench assist. 4-3. Still plenty of footy to play here, folks. But in the meantime, I'm going to evoke the spirit of our good friend Musterman here and start evoking the dark tactics. Sonyon, come on out. We'll switch things around here. Actually, yeah, do this. Lukanic hasn't been having the best of games, and we need a more defensive type presence. So, actually, yeah, let's drop these guys over to the DM position. So just to defensive midfielders. Perfect. And then five minutes of stoppage time. Ruiz, Rodri, Estevão, Sumsabel. Who needs delay tactics when you can get insurance goals instead? Providing this one holds up. Okay, why did it not hold up? Tell me that, ref. Oh, that. Okay, that explains that. Cool. Well, still a welcome enough distraction here. And we go to full time. We managed to hold on. 4-3 win against Benfica. Huge result for us here. In terms of the league table stuff, that should keep us a couple points ahead of Porto for the time being. They do still have to play a game here coming up in the next day. So we'll see how long this lasts. But Ruiz, 2 assists for him. Good game from his part. And now we move on to the first leg of the quarterfinals of the Europa League, where we do get Dinamo Zagreb as our opponents. And then the big game against Porto coming up next weekend, which could be a title decider depending on how it goes. Nothing set in stone yet when it comes to this particular game, but things could happen. things could most certainly happen. And then HE, I believe with the audio portion, because it's the multi-streaming stuff, I think there is like a slight delay. I've tried to adjust for it as best as I can, but it still, I think, happens between both of them. I just probably need to improve my multi-streaming portions here to make sure everybody's kind of getting it as well as it could. We did qualify for the Europa Conference League, so there is that. At the very least, we know we are getting continental football in some way, shape, or form next season. I'm actually kind of curious on how we're doing on the coefficients for Portugal, if that helps with, just to kind of help our, the country out itself as a whole in terms of what qualifying spots they get, where top 4 finishes and whatnot. I guess I should be able to check on that here now. So UEFA, I think, is what I need to go to for that. Let's just, okay. Europe. There we go. So, clubs, coefficients. So these are by club, these by seedings. Where are we in this list? So we're 65th. Coefficient for 31, 32, 43 and a half. So pretty good place, all things considered here. Or 64 rather. So we're doing well from the looks of it here. 5 years used for seedings and then for revenue, list, finances, yeah. Nation club coefficients. Okay, so 16.875 is where we're at currently, so we're ranking basically in 6th at the 7th at the moment, so we're just behind Netherlands and Belgium. Interesting. All right, we'll see if we can grow that coefficient a little bit further if we keep doing well continentally wise, because just like us, Porto was also in the Europa League quarterfinals, so the two of us doing well in that competition would help the coefficient of the whole country go up, ideally. All right. That said, before we start these matches, both the quarterfinals of the Europa League and then the Porto game, I am going to take a quick restroom break as well, just to make sure that everything's good to go. I don't have to like go halfway through the game itself. So in the meantime, be about like 5 to 7 minutes on that. I will run the ads on both platforms in the meantime, just to get those out of the way, so that way we can do the stream viewing without you all having those interrupt you and all of that good stuff. So let me go ahead here and get that up and going. Be back in about 5 to 7 minutes. All right, we're back. So all the training advice and stuff, right? Okay, let's just move past this. Okay, so Zagreb. We are starting by going into Croatia for this one, so that's gonna be a challenge for sure. But some of our younger prospects here, we're offering them deals, and yeah, we'll talk about the match real quick. Just a bunch of positive comments. I showed up for a press conference and did one technically by doing that, so great. Okay, so that's all done here. Hey, Gabriel Lima, good to see you. First time, yeah, I haven't done a lot of these very often, multi-streaming between Twitch and YouTube, so, yeah, you get me for this one, especially since we're doing the União de Tomar save. I did want to make sure that both areas were getting a stream out of it, that it wasn't just restricted to being YouTube only or Twitch only. There may be some audio issues here and there, just depending on, like, I guess the upload stream speed and all that good stuff, but hopefully, like, footage is coming through and y'all can at least hear me, even if it's somewhat delayed by like a second or two. We are trying to. We are right now a point behind Porto on that, with only 6 games to play, but we are playing Porto next. So the idea is, if we can beat them, you know, that gives us an advantage going into the final 5 games of the season. Hasn't happened yet. I'm hoping this is the year where we can do it, since Porto knocked us out of the Taça de Portugal, and then we got knocked out in the semifinals of the Allianz Cup by Famalicão. So, sim, exatamente, um jogo de 6 pontos. But yeah, we have Zagreb now in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Europa League, which we're also trying to do like as well as we can on it, just to help with the European coefficient. So with that said, let me just save the file here, and perfect. We're gonna go ahead and get started. First leg, we are in enemy territory, going into Zagreb for it, so let's see what it brings us. Okay, let me just try to encourage the troops as much as I can. And time for good old Europa music. They're playing a 4-4-2, and we've got the 4-2-3-1 we usually go with. Stevo's been doing well so far in this one. He's had a couple of nagging injuries here and there, but he's now that he's actually getting playing time, he's starting to live up with it to his potential good amount here. I do think by FM25 he'll be like way more like overpowered than what he is on 24, since they just based it off of his potential alone and kind of what he's done. But I mean, he's done pretty well for himself and been a good solid part of the team so far through the season. Okay, so throw in for Zagreb. They're on the attack here. Vandenberg. Vikandi. Bielka. Smucic. Sadilek. Good amount of passing there, and they just missed that one, not by too much. Okay. Milostivu. Lukanic. CG, hello, good to see ya. Sangyon. Oh man, that almost was disastrous for them. But corner kick, big opportunity here. Lukanic tries to get it to the near post, couldn't quite do it. A little back and forth here between both teams, some jousting going on. Fun, gotcha. Yeah, we've been gradually advancing through the season here as a whole. We are in the Europa League quarterfinals right now. Durica, we got lucky on that one. My God. Whew, sigh of relief. First half, couple of opportunities from both sides, but no goals so far. That could change here on this last highlight of the first half. Stevo, good cross to Pucci. Tavares, shot gets blocked. Yeah, the defenses have stepped up considerably here on this one. But we have been doing pretty well in terms of our possession numbers and the like. What I am going to do, though, just to bring the pressure a little bit more, is raise the line ever so slightly. Slightly shorter passing directness. And we'll play it from there. Okay, make some opposition adjustments here. As Renetayana's injured, which is not a good sign. Michelsons can come in for him. Lukanic is on a yellow, so I'll have Rosero step up for him. And we'll do this attack and support. Go. And have Stevon come in as a winger instead. Okay, corner kick. Chao Sangyon goes short. Stevon. Sangyon tried to sort of like moonwalk that one before the ball got taken away from him. Alright, Michelsons. What a bro. Tavares. Pucci. Michelsons again. Has to probably go back here. Rosero. Milostivu. Has some space to work with. Good pass. Mabaya forces their keeper to send that one for a corner. Right. Chosanyon on the corner again. Goes to the near post, and Milostivu gets his head on it, but a good save from their keeper. corner kick for them. Ooh, just a bit outside on that one there. The chances are coming from both sides here as things are happening. We've got a couple of tired players here like Bro and Mabaya. So Ruiz is going to step up for him. Actually, Rojas has not been having the best games, so we're gonna have Junior Tkaez come in, Sanyon, and switch them around. Actually, no, this is fine. We'll save one substitution in case of another injury scare like we had earlier in the game. Mabaya steals it, goes to Steven. Steven with the dribble here, going down the right wing. Mabaya, Ruiz, crosses it. Tavares with the save, and Mabaya, there it is. Finally the goal we were looking for. A couple of blocks, some rebounds, but we managed to get on the better end of it as Isaac Mabaya makes it 1-0. That's huge, given that the second leg is at home for us. Coming out of the road, getting a win on the road is ideal here. It's just a matter of like, what is it going to look like by the end of the game in terms of the aggregate. Chosanyon sends that into the box, and Marco Tavares with a killer volley on that one. And the floodgates may have finally broken or what have you. But just phenomenal goal there from Marco Tavares. Just caught that off the volley with the left leg too. Pretty impressive stuff. And, I mean, yeah, he was onside, so we are fine on that. Great goal. And yeah, we kind of just started peppering them considerably in the second half here. And we come out of it with a huge, huge win. 2-0, first leg of the quarterfinals, and we get to head back home to deal with this. So things are looking up in terms of our Europa League campaign here. But there is no time to really kind of, you know, just rest on our laurels, as we do have to deal with one of our best center backs being out for the next 5 to 6 weeks due to a groin strain. And then we also have the game against Porto now in the Liga Portugal side of the spectrum. So we're going to need to rest pretty much everybody for these next 2 days here. So let me just... 2 days of rest, because it's a short turnaround from the Europa game to Porto, and this is a game that we ideally I would love to win, just to do us some favors in the title race for Liga Portugal. And then I do want to see how Porto is doing in their... because they're also in the Europa League right now. So they drew with Club Brugge in their first leg. So... and that second leg is coming up immediately after too. Yeah, they definitely got some challenges ahead of them here coming up. Since they're also in the Portuguese Cup semifinals, I believe, so they've got some congestion in their scheduling, more so than we do right now. So let's see if we can take advantage of that. Okay. We're going to wait until match day to set up the lineups with the assistants' help, as we usually do. Ugh. I may just have to switch to the night light at this point too, since the sun's starting to shine like obnoxiously on the side of the window here. Let me just take care of that real quick. There we go. Sunset should be coming up in the next like 20 minutes or so, so this will be a little more ideal. Okay, so Joey Veerman, pulled hamstring, 11 days to 3 weeks. So just a 2-week injury for him. That's unfortunate, but he's also kind of just been our bench person for the most part. Thankfully, our starting keeper is back from his twisted ankle here in the next day or so. So I'm going to actually probably have Pinto still start this game against Porto, and then save Ratkovic for the second leg of the Zagreb quarterfinals here. But yeah, we're making it all work here, some way, somehow. Okay, so yeah, Ratkovic has resumed full training. Perfect. I guess if he is back to full fitness, then yeah, he needs to be in this Porto game in that situation. Just to start getting his sea legs back under him for the Zagreb game over on Thursday. So we'll do that then. He is the better keeper anyway, so ideally we need to keep going with him. All right. Okay, so I guess they're gonna keep Diogo Pinto in on this one. We will have Ratkovic on the bench in that situation. Actually, you know what, for this one in particular? Yeah. And we'll do this. In this case, I do want to try a little something with this particular tactic. Yeah, Mr. Regista. We're slightly less familiar with it, I understand, but and then change these guys to yeah, wingbacks. Just think they're a little bit better at it. Actually, no, you as a fullback is fine. Let's put you on support in this case, Rojas, and then raise up the line just a little bit. Let me just save, and then we'll go ahead and start this one. Oh yeah, this is kind of the biggest game of the of the league campaign for us. Porto has been a team that's had our number throughout the course of the year. There's been a couple of back and forth battles there as a whole. They took us out of the Portuguese Cup earlier in the year. We'll kind of go over it here. We did beat, yeah, they beat us in the Cup, 5th round on their side of the spectrum. We did beat them the last time we faced them in the league 4-3, but like barely. And then I believe during the Super Cup. We did beat him 2-0, so he had some early success, but then the Cup game, they took us out, and it was kind of a, hey, man, this is a little bit odd. So, it's, actually, yeah, to Radkovic. Yes, Eusebio came into União de Tomar, but it was very, very late in his career that he played it. But yeah, that was a part of what made the club a little bit interesting to me, along with them being more of a central Portuguese team. So, and here we go. Big game at Estádio do Dragão against Porto. Let's take it to him. Oh. Dangerous corner there. Glad that did not work out for them. Right. Corner kick for us. So Sanyon, Estevão. Oh, Lukanic. I don't think this was in the box, but it's still going to be a dangerous free kick regardless if that's not the case. Oh, they awarded a penalty actually. Wow. All right. Chosanyon. There it is. 1-0. His 19th of the season.
Outstanding.
15 minutes in, we take the 1-0 lead. Sends Diogo Costa the other way. Right, Rojas now. Estevão, back to Rojas. Gets blocked, but no. Estevão, blocked shot. They send that away. Possible counter chance for Porto here. They can. Kuziasari cannot connect with Konate. Bro, Lukanic, Tavares, Estevão. Couple dangerous passes there, but they're somehow making it all work. Lukanic, Estevão getting pressured and then gives the ball up. Now he finds Konate on that, and Karim Konate makes it 1-1. They never said this was going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination, so... And that's a dangerous free kick to give him. Sforza hits the post, thankfully. Okay, so Molina's with the interception there. We keep things moving. Nogueira. Where's the offside on that? Thank you. I was about to say, even if Konate didn't score that, like, that's still, like, call that accordingly. Yeah, I'm thinking I may have to just drop off a little bit more. Maybe take the line a little bit lower. Sforza, I believe he is Apollo. Let me just double check right now. Yeah, I believe he's a Vasco right now. Yeah, but in this save, yeah, he's been with Porto, I believe, for like the last 2 seasons or so. Kuziasare, great save from Radkovic on that one there, but that was almost a goal. And then actually, yeah, let's make the passing slightly shorter, drop off the line a little bit, take off the step up more. I don't want to like drop off entirely in full as of yet, but. Let's just play around it accordingly and see what happens. Camo Konate. Oh, he's onside for that one. The ref is not raising his flag. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's might be going from bad to worse here. We have to get, yep. Yeah, we're gonna have to get we're gonna have to get a little more aggressive. If they don't just bury us outright here at this point. Bad corner to give. Okay, Stevon, possible counterattack chance here. Just run it, run it, run it, run it, run it, run it, run it. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we're just getting lambasted at this point. But, let's not mark them so heavily. Because I feel like we're just giving them, by marking them, we're just blowing defensive assignments with them passing around us. Try to pressure their wingers over the strikers themselves. And then instead of an RGA, we'll have you, who do this? Mabaya drop off as an anchor. Have Lukinic actually play the Signal Volante role instead. Pucci's been not good throughout this whole thing. Yeah, keep Stevo on the wings. Matus come in for him. Somolinos has been terrible throughout too, so Mitrosens will keep in for set piece threats. Yeah, let's try to make things happen here, y'all. Go a higher line just to try and pressure them at the back. Okay, Lukinic on the free kick. Oh. Worth a shot at this point to just kind of press him at the back. Well, this is an unfortunate loss to take here, to say the least. But what can you do? Switch these guys around. All right, Rojas. Ruiz, Chosanyon, back to Ruiz, okay. Tavares scores. The flag is up though, god damn it. Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. Would have been a nice goal if had it stood, it would have been a nice goal, but he was just barely off too. That's the worst part of it. Okay. I mean, we're still going. There's still like 9 minutes left, even though this is just a beatdown at this point on their side of the spectrum. Okay. Rodri, Lukinic, Sunsabel. Okay, Son Yun gets his second of the game, makes it 4-2. At least it's a somewhat more respectable beating that we're taking at this point, and we're not just getting fully dominated here, but seems like it might be too little too late. Ruiz. Lukanic. Not ideal. Camo gets dropped inside of the box. Ref is gonna call that regardless, so it's gonna do this for fun at this point. Just change it to a 4-1-4-1. It's a loss at this point, I think, all things considered. So, yep, Konate scores his. It's a big game and we blew it, but all we can do at this point is just dust ourselves off and go into the second leg of the Europa. But terrible performances throughout the whole affair here. Yeah, Konate ended up getting his hat-trick with that penalty kick. We'll send the assistant for the press conference. And then with the team itself, Sanstayana, who did get injured. We're going to go ahead and rest everybody pretty much up until pretty much everybody that played this game, rest them for 2 days. So that way they're ready for the Zagreb game. Yeah, Konate ended up with a hat-trick on that one. But yeah, that's tough. Well, here's hoping that some of the other teams cause Porto to lose points and we can make those up in the final couple of games of the regular season of the of the league. All right. Yeah, from the looks of it, I don't think the other teams have enough points to beat us to second place, so we're at least guaranteed that much, but it's a situation in which I'd like us to be playing Champions League football sooner rather than later. And right now, with the way the coefficients are for the team, it's a little bit of a rougher outlook. But I mean, we are being recognized as the best of the rest among Portuguese teams, so we are accomplishing some goals. We are working our way up to dethroning kind of the giants of the country. It's just that it is a process to get there. We're at second leg of the Europa League. Coming on up. And, we're going to go to kind of our Belfajeda formation here, just because it's the... then we gotta get the guys off our bench here that are unregistered. So Mikkelsen is one, Saleh, and then drop Mabuka out of it. Title race heading to the wire. So yeah, just the 5 games that are left. And we're playing some tough teams too. We still have to play Sporting and Vizela as a part of it. They have to play Famalicão and Benfica at the very least, so there is that. You never know, it could happen, but okay, so right now, quarterfinals of the Europa League. Porto and Club Brugge are tied. Monaco has a huge advantage over Ghent. Same with Milan over Omonoia. And then we are leading Dinamo Zagreb 2-0. We do play the winner of the Ghent-Monaco portion in the semi, so most likely that's looking to be Monaco at the moment. There we go. All right, let's go out there and do what we can to maintain the aggregate lead we got in Croatia. Take these punks down. We'll just skip the pleasantries here, as the music still insists on playing even after. Okay, that's a chance for them. That goes for a corner. Okay, Radkovic keeping that one out. All right, so throw in on their side. What a bro, Lukic. Shot gets blocked. Rosetta with a good defensive play there to keep that on their side. Stevão, Matteo Pucci makes it happen. It's 3-0 on the I gotta get here. Oh, pressing all the wrong buttons in the worst way possible. There we go. That's the one I wanted. All right, Matteo Pucci widening the cushion for us. Lukic Pucci again almost makes a 2-0 off of the header. Right, Rojas goes to Tavares. Back to Rojas. Rosero, Michelson's. Chosanyon, Lukanic finds Pucci. Chosanyon, oh, just wide. Not his best shot taken. That said, just because I don't want to risk injury with him, I'll let Zabarny come in. Do 45 minutes, that's fine. Yeah. We'll move Pucci up front. Same with Tavares, since he's been getting injured a lot. I'll let Treyes come in, take some minutes off of him. At this point, we have a wide enough advantage. Let's just not risk it if it can be helped. Big free kick opportunity here for Zagreb. Let's see what they do. Decent shot, just couldn't get it where I needed to go for them. So that's unfortunate, but it happens sometimes. Lukanic on the corner. Goes short to Stevo. Back to Lukanic, who just decides to dribble with himself and almost gets the goal off of that. What a save from their keeper. Oh, free kick here. Junior Treyes hits the bar. So close. Rosero is tired, so Mabaya can step in for him. Borapuro will get Ruiz in, and then Stevo's super tired, so Djordjic can come in for him, the Joker. Yeah, looks like we've got a date with the Europa League semifinals at this rate. And that's looking like it's going to be Ghent, maybe? They evened up the aggregate on their side. We'll see in a moment, but that's a win for us here. Huge win. Outstanding stuff. We finished what we started in Croatia. That moves us to the semifinals. And it's going to be Ghent that we face in the semis. They overcame a 4-1 first leg aggregate. They won 4-0 at home. And they are going to be our opponents in the semifinals, as it will be Club Brugge against Milan on the other end of the spectrum. FC Porto choked it accordingly. Go figure. So yep, we win the quarterfinal. Get nearly 2 million in bonus money for doing so. Fantastic. Ghent in the semifinals. Love that. And with that, we are going to call it a stream here, as I do have to go feed my dogs, get myself dinner at this point too. It is close to like 5 o'clock at my time zone over here. But again, thank you everybody for showing up. We did a longer stream than even I was expecting to do, but big thank you to Callum for the raids. In general, dead with intent for the follow. For all of the comments over on both YouTube as well as Twitch. The multi-stream stuff seems to have worked somewhat well, so pretty happy about that. So on the YouTube side, thank you again for coming. I will see you all next time. Over on Twitch, we're gonna go over to another someone else playing FM right now, and I think Big Robbo is on, so we'll go over to him. I think he just started streaming like half an hour ago, so we'll raid over to him. Appreciate you sticking through, Musterman. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pix. You guys have been awesome. It's been good to share the save. And the next time we come back, it will be with the save again, just because we do need to finish this 9th season. So we're going to do that. But in the meantime, over on YouTube, I'll see you all later. Over on Twitch, stay on for the raid that we're going to be doing here. So take care, everybody.